No one's coming to save you. Not your parents. Not your friends. Not the government. Not even God. If you don't move your feet, discipline is how you save yourself. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." You're not free if you can't get out of bed. You're not free if sugar controls you. You're not free if you can't sit still for 10 minutes without distraction. This is not judgment. This is a wake-up call. Because if you don't discipline yourself, someone else will. A boss, a system, a habit. An addiction. An algorithm. You'll be mastered by something. So better that it's you. That's what discipline is. You ruling you. Not with anger, but with clarity. Not with violence. But with order. Discipline is divine. Because it brings you closer to your true self. Not the self that wants, but the self that wills, that acts, that stands, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. You see, the world doesn't care about your feelings. It responds to your actions. It listens to consistency. It respects the one who endures. Not the one who complains, not the one who starts and stops, but the one who walks. Daily. Silently. Applause. That's discipline, and it's rare because it hurts it. First. It demands effort. It kills excuses, but it also builds something nothing else can. Power. Not over others. But over yourself. And that's the greatest power there is. Because once you can master your urges, your fears, your moods, you become unstoppable. Because most people are ruled by chaos inside. They want change, but they don't want discomfort. They want results, but they won't delay pleasure. They want peace, but won't tame the storm in their heads. And then they wonder why life feels out of control. It's because they're out of control. They never sat down and said, "This is who I am. This is what I do. No matter how I feel." Feelings are waves, but principles are anchors. Discipline is choosing the anchor. It's saying, I don't chase motivation. I obey the mission. That's the switch. That's when you change. Because now the world can't manipulate you. You're not a slave to moods, media, or momentum. You move because it's time to move. You rise because it's time to rise. You work because it's the right thing to do. No drama. No stories. Just truth. And here's the truth. Your potential is real. But without discipline, it will rot, wasted in comfort. Drowned in distraction, buried under excuses. You are not made to be entertained all day. You are made to create. To suffer well. To carry something heavy and sacred through the fire. And that takes discipline. It takes saying no to what is easy. So you can say yes to what is worthy. You can't serve both. Comfort and greatness don't walk together. One and live it fully. The Stoics believed in logos, the divine order. They believed your soul was a piece of the divine. And the way to honor that? Through discipline, through excellence, through inner strength. They didn't chase pleasure. They chased virtue. They asked, what would a wise man do? And then they did it, whether they felt like it or not, because feelings don't build legacies. Habits do. And not every habit is visible. Some are silent, waking up early, when no one sees you. Doing the right thing when no one claps, resisting the urge when no one would blame you. That's discipline. And it builds a private victory, a kind of invisible armor. It makes you solid inside. And when the storm comes, you don't flinch. You don't panic. You don't break. Because you've trained. And training is everything. Discipline is a form of worship. You're not worshiping pain. You're worshiping what you become through it. The quiet strength, the steady hand, the clear mind, the soul that doesn't bow to impulse. We all have. Chaos inside. Laziness. Lust. Pride. Fear. We also have the power to choose. Every moment. To be ruled. Or to rise. And when you rise enough times, it becomes who you are. That's character. That's integrity. That's destiny. Discipline carves you into someone reliable, someone you can trust. You don't need someone to tell you what to do. You know. You act. You finish. Even when it's boring. Even when it hurts. That's what makes a warrior. Not tattoos. Not muscles, but self-control. The quiet dignity of a man or woman who knows what matters and never forgets it. Not when it's late, not when it's hard, not when it's lonely. They stay the path because the path becomes them. Discipline is not harsh. It's sacred. It's you saying, my life means something. So I won't waste it. It's you breaking the spell of cheap pleasure and building something eternal. You may not have talent. You may not have support. You may not have luck. But if you have discipline, you will outlast almost everyone, because most people fold. They quit in silence. They sleep through their calling. But not you. You get up. You do the work. You face yourself every day, even when no one's watching, especially then. That's when it counts. The world may never reward you, but your soul will, because deep down, we all know the man who masters himself is greater than the man who conquers cities. So conquer yourself. Your laziness. Your distraction. Your resentment. Your fear. Not all at once. But step by step. Discipline doesn't demand perfection. Only effort. Honest effort. Consistent effort. The kind that compounds. And builds a life of weight. A life with roots. a life that cannot be shaken, even when it's tested, even when it's stretched, even when it's forgotten by others. You'll still stand because you've built on stone, got not sand, got not hype, got emotion. That stone dot, and that stone is you, that part of you that obeys your highest truth, not your lowest cravings. The part of you that leads the rest and says, we rise, dot, we move. We serve because it's right, because it's time, because we're called. And if you stumble, get up, dot, refocus, dot, begin again. That's discipline too, dot, giving up when you fail, but returning to the code. A mission, dot, the divine order inside. You are not an accident. You are not random. You are here for a reason. And the first step is to become reliable to yourself, dot, if you can't trust your own word. Why should anyone else? If you can't keep promises to you, you'll keep breaking them to others. That's why discipline is everything, dot. It's not about control, dot. It's about alignment, dot, lining up your life with what matters most, and not letting anything pull you away, dot, not comfort, not pain, dot, not boredom, dot, pleasure, dot, just clarity, dot, and action, dot, again and again. That's what makes you free. Discipline is the highest. Rebellion in a world that worships ease, dot. It's the most radical way to live, dot, to say, I will choose my path. I will master my days. I will not be owned. And in the end, you will look back and see the hard choices made the best life. Not the smooth road, not the shortcuts, but the fire. Structure, dot, the standard. That's where greatness was born. Not in a moment, but in a rhythm. A sacred rhythm of effort, dot, of self-command, of divine discipline, dot, so. Build it, dot, step by step, dot, day by day, breath by breath, until the old you dies, and the new you stands, dot, ready, dot, humble, dot, unbreakable, dot, free. That's the work. That's the way. That's the truth. Discipline is divine, dot, live it.